Interesting with this booking as far as does that continue? Is that going to still be a thing? We'll find out real quick. But right now, Jay Lethal on the outside. Do keep in mind I'm a couple seconds behind y'all folks. So just so I can try and react. KJ, someone's gonna have to fill me in. I'm skipping AEW because of last week's crap show. Can't go back on my word. There you go. JV holding strong on his word. And I'll be honest, you look at the card tonight and you're still kind of scratching your head of the last few shows and booked kind of funny. Now, coming out of Revolution, we're all kind of optimistic and hopeful. Same way we were with Full Gear. And that's where I think I have a theory, and we'll get into it tonight. But right now, Jay Lethal going for the figure four. Roll up. OC back up in the air. Looking for the beach, bro. Another near fall. I hope Jay Lethal wins. That's terrible, terrible choice. OC for the win. Under Siege Impact will be on Friday, May 26th. Damn it. No, I'm just kidding. I really wish they would knock it off with the Friday pay-per-views. And I thought the rumor was they were going to, but apparently not. I think it's a bad choice. Impact puts on good pay-per-views. You got GCW on Saturdays. You got Sundays wide open most weeks. I don't know. I don't feel the Friday's a great idea. Steve will be there. Get this belt, Jay. I'll be shocked if Jay takes it. I'm going to go OC. I have to go OC. But, I mean, guys, come on now. Orange Cassidy is an absolute favorite. That looked terrible. I got both guys on the outside of the ring right now. OC just went into the stairs. And Jay Lethal rolling back in. OC for the win. What's up, Chambers? How you doing? Larry's back. Good to see you. Never fear. That makes sense. There you go. May 26th. Yeah, I wish they would move back to a weekend. What's going on, Tyler? Hope you are doing well. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for joining us. OC for the win. Wait, Orange is opening Dynamite third week in a row. There you go, third week. Tony believes that OC draws eyes. I don't know if it's true. And I was a big advocate. I remember having to sell Big Nick. Big shout out to Big Nick, by the way, and CJ and Cliff. I remember having to sell Big Nick on OC. And then he had that match with Ospreay. And it kind of changed Nick's opinion of at least what he can do in the ring. But, I mean, I don't know. Tony seems to love him. I feel like he's cooled off. All those reasons that made him exciting in the beginning, it was kind of cool and it was fun, but he hasn't changed. Every match is the same jokes. Every match is the same hands in the pocket. Like, it's stale. And if you think of a lot of wrestlers, and I mean, Jericho loves to credit himself all the time with being, an innovator and being able to change and to evolve and grow. There's got to be more to Orange Cassidy. It's very one-dimensional. And opening a show with Jay Lethal and OC, I don't know. For a casual fan, if you're trying to draw on a casual fan, it might not be the best booking. But the match is not bad so far. Jay Lethal in control. OC for the win. So I think the majority of folks are going for OC. Yeah, I almost answered you back when you typed this in the chat earlier, Damian, and said, does that really count? How does everyone out there feel about the All-Atlantic Championship? Does it feel like a legit title? Like it doesn't have that IC title feel to me anyway. Boom, boom, boom. So now we're going to picture in picture, folks. Got that one. Where are we going with this? Dale, LOL. What did Dale say? Don't worry, Larry. That's funny. Someone told TKOC is a draw, and for the fourth week in a row, it's getting bigger. Now we're on fourth. Has him curtain jerker for the Backyard Toys R Us title. See that? So JV's of the mindset, kind of similar to me, that I don't really give a shit about the All-Atlantic title. Mostly because I think it's been surrounded by kind of gimmicks from day one. Pac was great, but Pac's gone again. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I am getting a commercial for All Access. And look, there's the Jacksons and Thunder Rosa and Britt, Cole, Kyle. March 29th. So in 2 weeks, we get the start of All Access. Folks, I'm pretty confident. I can tell you right now, there's a good chance I will not be hanging around to watch All Access on Wednesday nights. Just putting it out there. Vic, what's up? Orange Cassidy changed pants to black. There you go. Touche, Mark. Touche. All Atlantic title really is a nice title, though. Okay, fair enough. Valid argument. Howdy, howdy. What's going on, Smile Mark? I got to go with Jay. I can never go against Lethal. Fair enough. Makes no sense. Impact pay-per-view on Friday, especially competing with SmackDown. Yeah, I mean, it's been a new thing. Impact's done for a little while now. And honestly, I don't know. I don't understand the mindset. They're better off, and I think they're doing it later this month. But to me, they're better off just replacing their Thursday show with whatever pay-per-view. Tape one less show and air your pay-per-view on a Thursday. At least you kind of have rule of the roost at that point for Thursdays. That's kind of how I would go with it. I know tomorrow I will be back here with our insider, our Impact insider, Luna Havoc, will be back joining me to talk about whether or not Impact should reconsider what they're doing. I heard rumors and reports that they were already considering going back to Saturdays, but maybe I'm wrong. I know originally it was a move to get away from other big pay-per-views, but you can only do that so much. There's other weekends. Okay, so it's third week. We're back down to 3. So 3, 4, or 5. But it's definitely been 3. I'll give you that, Damien. But yeah, way too many weeks in a row opening the show with Orange. The match is good, though. I'm not jumping out of my seat. The crowd's not jumping out of their seat. But Jay's a vet. Jay's a pro. He's been around for a long time. And OC can go in the ring. He overshadows himself with his own gimmick, which is never good. It's like, oh, no, Enzo couldn't wrestle. Never mind. What's up, Hassan? How you doing tonight? Welcome back. Working the knee, absolutely. OC's gimmick has run thin with me. Larry, I think a lot of people feel that way. And if anyone out there says, no, I still love it, I still dig it, I pop every time he kicks him in the shins, then I'm all ears. But, I mean, you look, he's on almost every Friday. Nick and I joke that Rampage is Orange Cassidy's show. And then you see him like they got inserted into, like, Danhausen and OC get inserted into the tag title match at Revolution, which I felt there's other tag teams out there that could have got that shot. But as we apropos called them, very much the merch pushers. I don't know what I missed there. All acts, yeah, it's WWE 24. Yeah, it'll be a weekly show. They're going to pull behind the curtain. And what do you guys think about it? You guys excited? You want to know more? You want to hear what they say? I can already hear I can already read the social posts with, like, Matt said this and Nick said that and the quotations and the pictures, and see how much heat we can garner. 2 count on Jay Lethal. What's up, Matt? How you doing? There are too many belts. I concur. I think there's too many belts. And personally, I think I would dissolve the TBS belt into the TNT, into the women's title. I think it should be one women's title. AEW's women's division isn't deep enough for 2 belts. And I think Jade Cargill should be the champion. That's another thing. But beyond that, I believe that you have, the All Atlantic gets defended quite a bit, probably more than most. But a lot of times it's in like the gimmicky, playful matches. Doesn't hold a whole lot of credibility. The TNT title's a bit of a like Tony really, really should go back and watch some like early intercontinental title rivalries and really build up that TNT title. It's been a bit of a hot potato. Wardlow just regained it. He had it, didn't have a good run with it. Joe had it, lost it to Darby. Wardlow gets it back. Hobbs is going to fight tonight. Now, I want Hobbs to win, but Wardlow just won it. So what are we going to do? And Wardlow can't even find his belt right now because some jackass broke his window and emptied out his car, belts and all. Now, I think I would advise any champion that maybe leaving your title in the car is probably not your best bet. However, I'm sure Tony has a brand new shiny belt ready and waiting for him right now. So never fear. There's a billionaire here. Why is Danhausen's arm in a sling? Like tonight? I don't know. I don't know. Residual injury from Revolution? I didn't see him. Orange Cassidy with huge clotheslines. Danhausen's curse backfired. Okay, there we go. So you might be a little ahead. Hopefully OC loses. See a lot of people going against them. Welcome back, Tim. How you doing? Justin, welcome back. Scott, good friend of the show. Thank you for being here. I don't know if I said hi to you, JV, but welcome. And Dale, of course. I think I said you too. Getting too many of you. Lethal going up top. KJ, let's hold the pool. How long does all access last before TK pulls the plug? Ooh, I like it. I like that a lot. I mean, it's interesting. It could be, if they were smart, they'd do what the WWE does and make it all light and fluffy and everybody's happy and everyone's having a wonderful time and kind of, oh, cutter. But Tony doesn't really seem to. Wow, big kick out. The champ is still alive. But yeah, I'm really curious. Like, if it's just everybody shooting and taking pot shots at everyone else, it's not going to be good. It's not good for business anyway. How long will AEW All Access last? All right, so now Lethal. Oh, Lethal just collapsed. Orange punch. So Lethal goes for the lethal injection. The shoulder gives out. OC hits the Superman punch, and that's all she wrote. Bob's your uncle, Betty's your aunt, and we got to win. And that is your opening match. So if you had OC retaining, congratulations. You were correct. There we go. Working on the fly, folks. Working on the fly. Orange Cassidy favoring that leg. Sorry if I slurped in anybody's ear out there. Pause. What was this? Wow, that was a surprise. 1-0. Yeah, no, I mean, whether we like it or not, OC is going to keep winning, and he's going to keep being used. And again, he doesn't bring an audience. People who are casual or used to be wrestling fans, if you turn into this match, you probably didn't stay the whole match. And it was a decent match. Is there an update on Roxy? No, I haven't heard anything new about Roxy. Oh, oh, good. So now that we're done with Lethal, Jeff Jarrett against OC. We need this rivalry to continue. Man, he broke a lot of guitars. Never drew a fly. That old saying. Parker, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being new. We're all new at sometimes, but we are one big family, one big happy family here. I'm talking backwards. But we're here all week long for all your wrestling needs. We cover all the shows. We will be back on the weekend for some pay-per-views. It's going to be a fun time. Remember, tomorrow we go early. We go 7 p.m. Ring of Honor is back. We will be covering it. And following that, we will have Impact. Luna Havoc will be joining me on a beautiful Thursday, Friday Junior, if you will. Give Double J the belt. Keyshawn, you're breaking my heart. Can we just put Jarrett, like, on the shelf? Am I wrong? Like, should we just leave Jarrett at home? Or in the back, making decisions, helping out, doing something? I don't know if this is the right choice. Oh, shit. They're actually showing Wardlow's Twitter post of his car being emptied out. Now, let's be real, folks. If Wardlow had caught the human being doing it, it was Samoa Joe, by the way. Samoa Joe did it. Right now, I got Will Hobbs in the back with Renee Paquette. Guessing Jarrett getting an all. Yeah, exactly, Chambers. Would you guys, as AEW fans, not want more booking that emphasized younger talent? You have this All Atlantic title. You can do what you want with it. Would it not just be nice if the All Atlantic title was like young and up and coming stars, even if they don't stick or stay? But even if OC's the champion, OC Sammy Guevara, OC Daniel Garcia, you have all the, you want to give Dante Martin a title shot just to kind of give him that rub. Perfect. Let's give him an All Atlantic title shot. You have young athletes that you're trying to build up. That might be the division to do it in, opposed to Jeff Jarrett and Jay Goddamn Lethal. And like I said, I like Jay Lethal. He's talented. He's a vet. And at one point, I was a Jeff Jarrett fan. I liked heel Jeff Jarrett. I just think giving the TV time to Jeff Jarrett, I mean, it feels Tony's very publicly anti, like WWE, anti Vince McMahon. And I feel like Tony's booking has been very Vince-like for the last little while here. And I know what everyone out there is going to say. Well, KJ, you just gave a lot of love to Revolution. A lot of people liked Revolution. I will address that on a commercial break. But that's a very valid argument, folks. If you're thinking it, I thought it too. Double J to get the belt. Maybe. Ricky Starks is making his way into the ring. There's a guy. Another young guy that could get more TV time, more matches. I love Ricky Stark. I love what he's doing. The guy is a star. He's on point. And the fans like him. All Access will succeed. Marks love drama. They will eat it up. I just won't believe much that comes out of that show. It's going to be riddled with fake storylines and backstage drama. I don't even want to watch it. I'll be straight up. Know what would have been awesome after Dynamite? 1 hour of Ring of Honor. So babyface Ricky playing to the crowd. Vic, rephrase that. What did Vic say? Double J from behind. Pause. Where are we going with this? Larry freaking out. Oh, God, no. Thank you, Jack. Someone's got sense. So did Ricky Starks actually get over Jericho? Is he free? Is he the fly that got away from the web? I'd be so proud. And I'd actually give my hats off to Mr. Jericho. But if his music hits in this segment, I will throw up in my mouth a little, folks. Let's be real. Hey, would at least give the belt some direction. Interesting. You think you give Jeff Jarrett the belt and he kind of gives it some focus, he makes it less gimmicky? The Bullet Club. Yo! Yo! Behind you. Oh, it's Juice. Is it the Juice? Oh. Man, everybody was pumped. But we got some juice. We just had juice. Back-to-back juice segments here. Speaking of Double J, right in the middle. Fucking hell. Don't listen to me, guys. I'm just making shit up. Yeah. So Juice Robinson from behind, just like Jeff Jarrett a moment ago. Follow along. And it looks like Ricky Starks touched on the fact of what's next for Ricky Starks. Apparently, it's the Juice. There you go. Give me a thumbs up on the Bullet Club. How you guys feeling about that? Ricky Starks, Juice Robinson. That's going to be a good match. I think they're going to deliver. I want to see how it plays out, how they book it. Change the All-Atlantic title to AARP title. Okay. The double ARP. Hey, I got it. Took me a second. Put Jared under the shelf. Look, Jared's got a wrestling mind. He's from wrestling heritage. He's got it in his blood. He's got it in his veins. And I know people give him shit for Global Force and some shit with Dixie Carter and such. But the man was trying. I give the man credit. I mean, he tried and tried again. I think a lot of people would argue that his dad was a better booker than he ever has been. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just at the point where I'd rather see Orange Cassidy. If we're going to put up with Orange Cassidy, put him in there with someone exciting. Put him in there with Juice, right? Like, give us more. And I just think bringing Jeff Jarrett in and giving him TV time is the equivalent of some of the things that WWE's been accused of, right? It's supposed to be the young, edgy. There's nothing young and edgy about Jeff Jarrett. Younger talent for sure. Where's Pillman Jr.? Listen, they hijacked the Varsity Blonde's name, gave it to the varsity athletes, and we haven't seen the other two since. Apparently, the rumor is that Julia Hart was all that group had to offer. And once she gone, they gone. So that's where we are with they're just gone. I seen Pillman do out on the indies doing the circuit a little. I saw a couple vignettes where he's playing a heel. I thought it was actually really good. I still think there's a bright future for Pillman. As far as his partner goes, I have no idea where that guy is. What happened with Roxy was kayfabe. It was a throwback to 19. Yeah, okay. So it threw me off because, as you guys know, I quit NXT. So you guys hung out with Cliff and Nick, and they rock it and entertain you guys all Tuesday night. I love peeking in at what's going on. But, yeah, out of nowhere, Roxy passes out. So, I mean, I'll see what happens. I haven't heard any other further updates. At 100% kayfabe. I just, to me, I thought it was their way. Is it their way of saying like she went through a grueling drag out battle? That's what I was trying to get out of it. I didn't watch all the show, so kind of surprised. Is the TNT title being stolen a work? It'd be cool if it was a work, Justin. Like if Hobbs came out to the ring with Wardlow's title on his shoulder. Excellent. I'm all for that shit. Let's go. That's what you do. I've been saying for a long time, and I'm not the only one that says it, but you have all this social media. You have all these wrestling fans just eating up dirt sheets. I'd be feeding the dirt sheets fake shit all the fucking time. I would be putting storylines in the dirt sheets out on Twitter. I would use social media to my advantage to bring back that realism. Everybody knows about kayfabe. Everybody knows about what goes on behind the scenes. But what if we can stretch that imagination? If we make it more realistic, more authentic? That's the shit that still gets over more than anything else out there. The things that are authentic and genuine will eat it up. That's why I think if they can get Punk back in the building, people are going to go nuts. Everyone's going to want to see because the element of truth that's with it. So use social media. If that was a work, be awesome. But I don't believe it is a work. I believe the guy was having a bad day. Ricky Starks is here. Yes, he is. I'm way behind on these comments. Let me slide down and see what I'll work my way back up. Pause. Here comes Ruby. HBK had a similar moment. Yes, that was a big storyline back in the day. And then, think about it. Then was, we didn't know. It was a different feel. Here comes the spray cancers. Spray cancers. I kind of like that. So solo. Ruby coming down to the ring solo. Her two friends just left her. So somebody did point out that Ruby did have green hair at Revolution. Should have been a tip off that she was joining the green team. And big shout out to Paige and Tony Storm for rocking the green and black. Oh, Mike, bold statement. What do you think? I'm curious if anyone else out there has an opinion on that. My assumption is there's too much damage done. And I feel like Andrade he was injured. He got surgery. But we all know the stories leading into him being absent from TV. If Andrade could come back and be booked properly, but there seems to be this real hesitation. Miro, Andrade, FTR to an extent, but like the former WWE guys, right? But Andrade's money. I know a lot of people bag on him. His AEW run's been hot garbage, but Andrade can go. You guys go back to NXT, look it up, and watch. And that's even before all the stuff he's done in Mexico. I mean, this guy comes from lineage. He's a multi-generational talent. He grew up in the wrestling business. Andrade's outstanding. But if you need to go back to NXT and watch some of the matches he had with Johnny Gargano, with Drew McIntyre, the man can go. And with him and Selena were outstanding. I'd like to see Andrade go back to the WWE, and then I would like to see him go after Escobar. KJ Best forever. Thank you, Ramen. I appreciate the love. I appreciate it. I really do. Parker, who is in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? They haven't said anybody yet, as far as I know yet, Parker. And I do believe some of these Ruby cutting a heel promo. Crowd's kind of flat about it. I don't believe they've announced anybody yet. I mean, right now, as it stands, we're getting bits and pieces of what's happening at Mania. On paper, it's not the most exciting Mania card. And y'all can argue with me on that one. I'm all for it. But I'm not jumping for this one yet. It's early. Okay, so Ruby is talking about her new friends. Tony wasn't allowed to be a real champion. The crowd is quiet. You fat neck breathing. Wow. Ruby turn is terrible. This whole thing is terrible. This shit is horrible, Scott. And I was like, Paige, like young KJ had the utmost crush on a Paige. And, when she was making her return, it's like, oh, shit. And it's been just punted down the field again. They fucked up every part of this. I bagged on it last week. I mean, they did that pre-tape. Ruby just clucking. She reminds me of Marcy Darcy. If anyone gets that, high five. If you don't get that, Google it. Serena. Right? All right, here comes Cora Blue. Or Sky Jade. I don't know. They're twins. The walking paintball. There you go. Falls count anywhere, anything goes for the TNT title. Tonight? Yeah. All right. Thank you for filling me in on that one, Victor. Now, question is that, Tony gets accused by some of that being lazy booking. Could we not just have a really good TNT title match without all the falls count anywhere, anything goes? Or does every week have to have some type of hardcore, let's bleed type match? I'm really curious. I really, really want it. I got 40 plus people hanging around. I want your opinion on that. Could they have just had a really, really good match where these two young, up and coming stars show everybody what they have? Do we need falls count anywhere, anything goes? And you heard my belly rumble, my bad. Is Moxie going to bleed tonight? I'll take bets. I'll take a wager on it. I mean, straight up tag match. Everyone's been bitching about him bleeding. Maybe not. What's up? Sky Blue's head looks like a cookie. It's round and two-dimensional. Oh, that's not nice. Be nice, JV. Time for the women's blood and guts match, possibly at Double or Nothing. Oh, Lord. What 10 women or 8 women get into that? Do we really need it? I'd like to get some really good women's wrestling matches. And then we start adding on crazy stipulation matches. Same thing I just said about Wardlow. And like last week we saw, or even on Revolution, we saw a Texas Death match. We saw a Buried Alive match. Like, I'm all for it, guys. I'm a sucker for a good gimmick match. But if you keep doing it, I find it less exciting. Like we were talking about the Moxley blood, and I'm going to let everyone else out there know. If you are an AEW fan and you use 1990s and 1980s WWE as your defense for anything Tony or AEW does, stop that. Stop it. It's not fair. It's not the same. It's not apples and apples. It's apples and what the fuck. Where was I going with all that bullshit? Oh, yes. So I completely lost my train of thought because of my tangent. I got picture-in-picture, Ruby and Cora. I will take your predictions on it. Where was I going for that? Oh yeah, like you got to make things special, and with all the extra booking of like, we talk about Moxley. It's not that Moxley's bleeding that's the problem. It's that he's always bleeding. That he's always got something, a reason to gush. Even in a straight up fucking normal match, like the guy bleeds tying his shoe, and that's where then you put him in a Texas Death match with Paige. And it's a great match. They delivered. It was a good match, exceeded my expectations. I was happy Paige won. I thought he was due. But Moxley's bleeding. And everyone's like, I saw pictures of like the old Stone Cold. Like WWE fans didn't care when Stone Cold was doing this because it was so fucking shocking that was happening. We were losing our minds. We never see this in a main event match. And I believe on that one, it was accidental. Like he wasn't supposed to gush to that extent. So that's where I say, like, you kind of hurt yourself. Like as I said earlier, Orange Cassidy hurts his own popularity, notoriety with his gimmick. Like it pulls him back. It keeps him from being more relevant because of his own gimmick. And that's what I feel like at times with Tony is the spot booking and the added stipulations to everything make it like shit. All right, last week, the week before, tell me the last time we didn't have some type of crazy stipulation match on a Dynamite. And all I'm saying is, when you do it, I want to be pumped about it, right? I don't get excited for a Texas Death match because I'm getting a no DQ falls count anywhere match. What's the difference? I'm getting, a lights out match, or I'm getting a buried alive match. What's the difference? Tell me what the difference between these matches are. And as soon as I understand the difference, I'll get excited for them. That's it. I just think it's overdone. If everything's special, then nothing's special. Exactly. Right? You got to go through some cold days to know what the sun feels like. And that's just how it goes. Matt says they have too many gimmick matches. It takes away from the importance of them, and he should be used sparingly to intense feuds. I'll completely agree with that, right? And I do think the stipulations help you tell a story. So you see two guys that hate each other, they have a match, they lock up, Good match. One wins or loses by hook or by crook. Either way, now they're so mad at each other. The rivalry keeps going. All right, we're going to step it up. Or when they have factions, we're going to have a steel cage match because your asshole friends aren't getting involved anymore. To me, put a reason to it. That's why, listen, I know, Matt, you're a huge Bray Wyatt fan, but that's why I was annoyed with the pitch black match, the Mountain Dew match, because there was no reason for him and LA Knight to have this pitch black match. Just Bray, you're spooky, but you wrestle. Get in the ring, wrestle LA Knight. And I'm sure LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt, straight up, one-on-one, no bullshit, would have been a hell of a match, opposed to the 8-9 minutes of bullshit that we got at Rumble. Was it Rumble? Sky Blue, still green. Very true. But I like Sky Blue. I like Sky Blue better than I like Cora Jade, even though I sometimes think they're the same person. Dale agrees with Matt. What's up, Jordan? How you doing? Come on, Corey. I'm eating. What did Corey do? If everything special, then I got that one. Corey. Oh, nickname for vomit. Puke, barf, Ralph, Chuck, yak, puke, you, yak, yuck, hurl, chum, spew, toss one's cookies, lose one's lunch, do Technicolor yawn. I like the Technicolor yawn one. How did we get there? But yes, Corey. And sorry to Larry who's enjoying his meal, but don't do any of the previous list. Mox is the Sandman of AEW. Scott. Ooh. I think Mox is trying to be the Sandman of AEW, but he's not quite the same. Sandman was so cool. And again, I think because the way it was booked, and again, there was rivalry. Sandman, Raven, there was Sandman, Sabu. There was intensity to it. Moxley just coming out all the time to Wild Thing, which realistically, I don't know, Wild Thing kind of subtle for me. I mean, if you're trying to be Sandman, Willow. Oh, the rivalry gets even better. Willow comes flying to the ring. She should join them. Willow's trying to talk sense into Ruby, but I want her to turn around and just join them. Confuse everybody. Oh, the ladies. Oh, you forgot she had two friends. So the crowd's getting a little bit of heat here. How do you guys feel about Soraya and friends? Moxley doesn't even drink beer. I gotta start reading these comments backwards. Night night, Willow. Damage control with spray cans. Ding, I like it. Yeah, the crowd's not loving this. Soho got the W, as she should. Cora Blue. I like it. I must give you a serious answer, too. So Cash Wheeler of FTR just had words with Twitter owner Elon Musk. Prepare for Cash to be banned from Twitter. That's fucking amazing. As you can see, big fan of FTR. So, and we'll talk about it when they come out later. Really surprised. FTR is back, guys. They're back in AEW. And to be honest, I was shocked. John Cena is going to win at WrestleMania. Parker, I disagree. The only way he wins that match is if he's staying, and he's not staying. Statlander getting close to being cleared to come back. She would be. I do agree with that, Steve. I'm curious, but I do think I keep joking, kind of semi-serious, that Jade is going to go 100-0. The only threat I think to that claim is Statlander. Wow, Adam Page giving us a John Moxley promo. Nice shiner, buddy. I would say a couple times he has, yes. Not many. Moxley is the Sandman. I know I didn't fully answer this, Scott, but I like that comment. I don't feel the same. I don't feel the same about Moxley. Hobbs and wait, what? Yeah, Renee, I just beat up your husband. So Paige says he's done. Hobbs and Wardlow needs no DQ. I'm sorry. It keeps the crowd awake. But see, that's a testament to shit wrestling. If they're gonna really wrestle, and I see what you're saying, JV, and I guess that's your point. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I get why you feel that way, but it just you can only sweep so much shit under the rug before you're standing on lumps. That's my problem. Book better. This is where I'm in commercial, by the way. This is where we talked about before. Tony Khan has, he credited himself Booker of the Year. He's proud of his booking. He loves booking, and that's great. And people will look at Revolution and go, see, KJ, he booked Revolution outstanding. You were even happy with it. Because with a pay-per-view, he got away with the matches were solid. The athletes showed up and delivered. When it comes to putting together the week-to-week show, that booking slips. And that's going into Revolution. There was more questions than there should have been as far as what we were getting. I felt the fan base, not just the outsiders and the WWE fans that love to shit on AEW, but the fan base within AEW, I felt even they were a little apprehensive about Revolution. We don't know what we're going to see. We don't know how good it's going to be. We don't know if it can live up to what it's supposed to be. And it fucking banged it out. Absolutely. But that's more about, the Booker got him in and booked those matches. Great job. You booked a great pay-per-view. But week to week, he's got to figure it out. He's got to find more consistency. He's got to pick out his stars and how he's going to utilize them. Who are the current hot guys and girls who are going to get shines and TV time, and then who's coming in behind them, and who's coming in behind that group. And you got to have a plan. You got to have more of a week, less than if you're just weekly trying to figure it out. Then you get that really sporadic booking, and then you throw in the caveat where you got Jericho's opinion matters, and Kenny's opinion matters. The Bucks' opinions matter. God knows who else that Tony's just that close with. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. From all reports, the guy is a super, super, super nice guy. So if that's the case, he doesn't want to upset anyone. He doesn't want to make anyone mad. That's why you hear those stories of like, and then Tony just never called me again because he doesn't want to deal with the confrontation. I get it. As a guy running a company, he's going to have to put on his big boy pants and do a little bit better in that regard. However, I think that I think that's where he has that opportunity if he plans it out better, maps it out better, that there's some type of build, some type of angle going into the pay-per-views. We feel better about it. But that being said, Revolution delivered. Absolutely. And I don't know why I still have this question up while I rambled about all that other shit, but I think my point of all that, JV, and that very long-winded answer is that you're right. They probably do need no DQ to kind of cover up some flaws and make it look a little bit better and not put everyone to sleep. Well, your main event or your flagship show should probably have two guys going that really can go and that deserve that time. If the TNT title has to be at another time in the show, fine. But I just want to see more straight up matches. I'm getting a replay of MJF right now talking about his big win at Revolution. Guys, a hell of a fucking match. And when you think of matches in 2023, you got Kenny and Ospreay. You got, what was it? Sammy and Roman. We've had good matches. We've had really outstanding matches. That Iron Man match is in the mix with those ones. I would argue it's definitely better than Roman and Sammy. Ospreay and Kenny was a fucking barn burner, guys. I know recency bias kicks in, but we've seen some really good matches. But 60 minutes, and you heard MJF, anybody that doubted him, people that questioned him, people that didn't think he could do it, including myself, said, go fuck yourself. But to our argument, like he said, he wrestled a handful of times in 12 months. I told you Revolution was going to be a big night for him, a really big chance to show up and be more than just a scarf. Shout out Big Nick. And he did. He did everything you expected him to do. FTR is here. Top guys. Hanging out with a top guy. So as FTR comes out to the ring, folks, I will remind everybody, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we do this all week long. We are back tomorrow for Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we come back again on, special guest, Luna Havoc. Can't forget her. Friday, me and Nick will be back. The tag team at it again. We get SmackDown, Rampage. Hopefully not. If there's something else to watch, we'll shove it in there. Pause. And then Saturday, we'll be here through... I literally unplugged my mic during my own promo. Good job. See, we all fuck up, folks. It's okay. There we go. Back at it. What? Yes, folks, we're here all week long. Don't forget, Nick's got XFL weekly updates Saturday at noon. Check those out. Let's Rumble podcast. I know we haven't done it as much lately. And primarily in 2023, you'll see Let's Rumble be for something special or for interviews. We got more interviews, talking to more wrestlers. I actually just had a lady confirm that she was willing to sit down with us in the future. One of the hottest stars out there, and hot by buzz, not just looks. She is one of the indie darlings that a lot of people are very interested in talking to. So I was really thrilled to hear that she wants to do it. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, be here for all the fun, guys. We are the channel for fans, by fans. And that's all we do. We have a good time. We talk a lot of wrestling shit. What? KJ, you turning into Psycho Sid, right? I like it. All right. Wow, the crowd is loud. They're over as shit. The best tag team in the world, guys. Talking about Jay. Absolutely. Welcome back. I must say, with the momentum of Revolution, the first hour is not good. Valid. I don't disagree with that. And to be honest, Matt, not bad, not great. And that last segment, everything that Saraya, Toni Storm's got a bright future. She's an outstanding wrestler. She has talent. She's young. She's ready to go. She has a look. And this shit is killing her. Saraya is quickly becoming the Jericho of the women's division. Right? I'd rather see an angle or rivalry between Toni and Willow or Toni and Hayter. What happened to Britt? Right? Like, you got these big... You use limited time for your female division, your women division on your shows. And we got all that. You got all that time for Saraya and Willow and Soho. And it's not great. It's not good. Where's your champ? Where's your biggest female draw in Britt Baker getting more time, more? Highlight them. Put them on. Put them as part of this angle. Right? If I was guessing, if I was new to watching the show, I would assume that Saraya, Toni, Soho, are running things in that women's division. And they're fucking brutal. Welcome back, Tyler. Is WWE better than AEW or no? Different strokes for different folks, Parker. I think they plead to different audiences right now. Is one better than the other? Week to week. We came on here every week when we first started this channel, and it was Dynamite's the best. Dynamite's the best. Dynamite's killing it again this week. Dynamite, great job, Tony. And WWE, do you guys remember the last few months of Vince where it was just fucking... It was awful. It was drying cement. It was boring. It was predictable. It was fucking nonsensical. And yeah, Dynamite was killing it. Now, well, not now. Now is a bit more of a seesaw. But for the last little while here, Dynamite hasn't been great. The back half of 2022, Tony slipped. Triple H was on a fucking tear. Things were going like the Bloodline was hot. The White Rabbit was hot. He was bringing back a lot of talent. Now going into 2023, Tony's had some good times, but I think a lot of people haven't been happy with the last few weeks of Dynamite. Really happy with Revolution, and this is another kind of night. Not the best of Dynamites. Even on paper, when you see the lineup for tonight, you're like, I don't know how I feel about any of this. KJ is the best in the universe. I ain't the best at anything, folks. Just a rambling mess. Pause. Can we do it again? Oh, well. Oh, crap. See, I'm reading backwards again, folks. I'm looking forward to Jacob Fatu versus Fred Rosser. It's going to be one hell of a match. House of Glory. Absolutely. Two beasts going to step in that ring. It will be outstanding. Here's a funny thing. MLW is on Rios. Now there's word that MLW is possibly leaving Rios after a handful of weeks. Might not make it into April. MLW re-sues the WWE. Interesting. We'll see what happens there. But you know what? MLW is great. The little problem with what they're doing right now, I mean, they aired a match with Lio Rush last night, and it was originally filmed in October. Like, that's too much. That's partly why we haven't jumped on it live yet. Plus, I want to see if it actually exists, if it stays around, if it's a thing. Oh, we got a Layla Gray fan. Up next, the Trios tag match. Maybe that's next for Jericho. Jericho, Daniel Garcia, and Sammy Guevara go after the House of Black and suck the heat right out of them. Which, I mean, has been flickering heat as it is. So, here come the Jerichos. Excellent promo. And the thing, again, about FTR, and I think the reason why I'm such a big fan of FTR, I mean, I listen to Dax's podcast, or the FTR podcast, if you will. The reason I do that is he's very authentic. And again, I think that's what sells in wrestling. I think that's what sells with anything. But being authentic matters. And they come out and they deliver. And there's elements of truth to everything they say. That's how you combat people who can't get lost in the kayfabe, right? You give them elements of truth and make it good. And FTR, they're pros, man. The pop they got when they came out, I mean, it was sad to see them kind of get finagled. I know I bitch a lot about the Bucks, but the Bucks should have shown up and shown out and had an outstanding 10, look at the Briscoes. The Briscoes had no problem getting in the ring, having a 5 fucking star match with FTR and losing because they knew what it meant. And that's what the Young Bucks should have been okay with, mature enough to understand. Yeah, FTR is going to go over because the crowd are loving them right now. But you know what? The crowd's fickle. They might sour on FTR in a few months and be demanding we come back and get the belts. It didn't work out that way, but FTR are pros. I'm a little disappointed they're back in AEW. Now there's the debate. Is it long-term or short-term? I can't imagine Tony bringing them back for a few weeks, putting shine on them for a few weeks. I can't imagine. Dante Martin, AR Fox, and the other Martin. AEW has been a lull. In my opinion, they could use a spark. The tricky part with AEW is, especially through 2021, they relied so heavily on hot shotting. Like, there were some nights that weren't great wrestling nights, and Tony gets big thumbs up because it was the old bait and switch. Wasn't a great wrestling show, but the end of the night, somebody popped up, or the middle of the show, somebody returned. The hot shotting covered up a lot of the bad booking, and people ignored it, myself included. I was so caught up in an alternative product to WWE, I didn't care that it was a train wreck. The guys like Jim Cornette that just microscope it and pick it apart, I didn't give a fuck. It was just entertaining. It was wrestling. Yeah, sure. Sometimes it's fucking chaos. Yeah, sure. Now that I'm doing this live with you guys, I would love to see more rules and more structure and better stories. Absolutely. But when AEW first kind of started growing, they created their own sparks over and over. Now the emphasis is on Tony to create the excitement. The emphasis is on Tony to create those sparks. He can't go back to the bag and hot shot, right? We got a Revolution, we got FTR. That's as close as you're getting, right? Who else is out there that's really going to make the crowd wow? When Bullet Club popped up, if Jay White walked out, I might have shit my pants. I might have screamed and yelled. There's very few and far between athletes out there right now that can do that. So that's my take on it. Layla Gray. All right, I clicked that one already. Raven is back. Oh my God. Mark, tune in tomorrow. And me and Luna Havoc will be discussing Raven and Tommy Dreamer and the whole crew. Jade Carriel said, why won't one of you whack-ass Canadians step up and get stepped on? Where did she say that? When did that happen? I missed it. I'm trying to think of what Canadian could go after. I don't know. We might have to use one of our big... Well, we got Brock Lesnar in the mix. Brock, go get her. Wait, what? What Canadian female wrestlers does AEW have? Renee Paquette? I don't know. That's a tough one. And why is she picking on Canadians? Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia for the win. I'm with you, Damian. Jerk Off Society needs a W. I mean, Jericho did go under to Ricky Starks, and he looks like he's doing the right thing. It looks, based on tonight, that Jericho let Ricky flock off and fly away and do his own thing. Boom. Perfect. Thank you, Jericho. Got JAS. That's for the win. Let me add that. Saying I got the JAS doesn't sound good at all. 2.0 Sammy and Garcia are so talented, and Jericho is sucking the life out of them. Here's the problem. And Jericho and the people around Jericho that make Jericho think he's greater than he is. That's the illusion. That's the trick. You know, it kind of goes back to MJF saying the best trick the devil ever played was making you think he didn't exist. That's Jericho in a nutshell. Jericho is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He comes in with all the, the over attitude and this, I love everybody and I'm just making the world a better place. And it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Are they coming back? I didn't know that. How did I not know that? Where are they? Manitoba. That's almost not Canada. Right, LJ? All right. Anyway. What was my previous point? Now I am turning into Psycho Sid. What was I talking about? Way to go, mix me up. I cared. They just relied on Sign Stars and dream matches. Oh yeah, back into the low. Yeah, so I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about Jericho. Yes, but Jericho sucks the heat out of everybody, and apparently within the walls, everybody, a lot of people feel that way. The problem is Jericho tells everybody, like, look what I'm doing for these kids. All those kids are patsies that take L's, so Jericho doesn't have to. And every time Jericho gets mad at somebody, we rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if JS goes after the House of Black. I wouldn't be shocked. And it'll just blow my mind. But if it's not JS, who's next for the House of Black? Back. They haven't built that division up at all, right? Like, what is your trios division? Anybody? I'll wait. Right after FTR promo was Jade. Sorry, Larry. Talked right through Jade. My bad. AW needs an authority figure. I agree. A GM. I agree. They had one. His name was William Regal. He went back to hang out with his kid, though. Yeah, I think so. Jeff Jarrett would have been perfect. A heel Jeff Jarrett. Look, there you go. I'm with you, JV. Next week, AEW is in Manitoba. That's why I didn't know. Yeah, no, Manitoba is nice. But, yeah, I completely forgot. GCW in Montreal on Saturday. They're also in Toronto in March 17th, I think. Impact is in Toronto. Impact is in Windsor. Impact's filming or doing their pay-per-view in Canada. Rebellion, I believe. Parker Boudreaux turns 25 tomorrow. I don't know why I laughed at that, Jack. Good for Parker. Happy birthday, Mini Lesnar. JS versus House of Black could happen. I don't want it to. Taya Valkyrie is Canadian, right? Ooh. Taya Valkyrie is Canadian. Is she? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And they're going to be close. Manitoba, Alberta. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons. Where does Mandy Leon fit better, AEW or WWE? I don't know. It all depends on how they book her, how they see her. I mean, overall, Mandy would probably be a great fit in AEW. AEW could use, Mandy Leon. You got Billy Starks out there. You got a list of talented women. Even someone like Sawyer Rack would be outstanding if booked well. I mean, I'm partial to Ali, but that's a different story. Dynamite will be in Winnipeg next week. Thank you. Nope, Larry. Stock in Manitoba. Okay. What? Jack, I never have. What did Jack say? Nope, Larry. Okay. I don't know. I missed there, folks. But anyway, we are rolling through this match. We got a trios match going on. If you haven't made a prediction, you can put T for Top Flight and you can put J for Jericho. I'll figure it out. Double cutter by AR, by the way. My shit glitched, so I might be a little behind. I was wondering if anyone did. Anyone did what? Oh, yes. MJF on Practical Jokers. Anyone watch that show? I love that show. I've seen every episode of that show multiple times, mostly because it gets syndicated, and then in some of our channels just put it on all day. I don't know if that's the same in the States, but yeah, there's certain channels here where you just get the same show for like 12 hours. And Practical Jokers became one of those shows. So I think it's cool to watch them from where they started to where they got to now on this little Impractical Joker side tangent. But yeah, Jericho was recently on it. They've had other people on it. And yeah, MJF's going to be on it too. I'll give you one of the best Canadians not signed to WWE. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. And she would be an amazing person to sign as a trainer. Okay. I'll take your word for that one. Building towards a Danny G versus Sammy G. Danny W and a J and Sammy. What are you, Mark? You're making my head spin, buddy. Are you looking forward to Willow and Athena? No. Okay. Oh! The implosion senton. I like that. Jericho gonna get the pin. Where's Serena Deeb? I don't know. I'd like Serena Deeb to come back. I actually think Serena Deeb being in a group works well for Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb's one of those people, highly, highly talented, outstanding wrestler, not the greatest personality. And of course, all this young talent around him, and who gets the pin? Called it. Couldn't let Danny get the pin. Couldn't let Sammy get the pin. You really? You couldn't just let it happen? Am I wrong? Am I being picky? Oh, yeah, Jericho. Look, stand in the middle of the ring. Oh, yeah, come here, guys. Come gather around the king. He doesn't give two fucks about young talent. He doesn't give a shit about building anybody up. And people that think, oh, well, look what he's doing. It's all about Jericho. All these rivalries have been about Jericho. Every time someone gets a little bit of note or press or the crowd starts cheering, when is that somebody a little bit over? Jericho's fucking radar goes off and right into a fucking program. Let's go. So 2.0, my buddy Coke, Diet Coke, actually. And here comes Coke. JS definitely getting a trios title shot. That is fucked. Excuse my language, but it's fucked. Right? One of the best promos in the game, though. Tonight is the anniversary of the Jericho Appreciation Society. That makes me sad that I've been watching this shit for a year. That makes me very sad. The Jericho Society is just as old as this channel, and I'd like to argue we've been far more entertaining. I can't believe I called this shit. I'm so mad that I called this shit. Fucking hell. Out of all the fucking people you have on your roster, of all the cool shit you could do with the House of Black, you're going to let them spend time with fucking Jericho and friends. Come on. AEW fans out there, somebody, tell me I'm wrong. If you were to sit and fantasy book Dynamite, or fantasy book an AEW angle, or fantasy book an AEW pay-per-view, would you have Jericho anywhere near the House of Black in a rivalry? They're calling out the House of Black. Get your ass in this ring. Wow. Don't worry. They haven't had an aura. Are you fucking kidding me? As always. What the fuck? What? Jared, this is getting even better. Now this is perfect. Listen. This is perfect. Yeah, right? Don't cry no more. Okay. The Elite, I've said this before live on these streams. If you haven't heard me say it, as much as I'm critical of Kenny and the boys, that entrance is fucking excellent. But this is perfect. The Elite versus the Jericho Society. Yes. Yes. Keep them away from House of Black. I might actually have to cheer for fucking the Elite. Oh, Don Callis. Looking extra. Shaved his head. And here we go. Burning Machines versus. Yeah, exactly. This is perfect. This is good booking. I give total credit. Because if the House of Black came out during that fucking situation, I would still be bitching. The swerve worked. Good point. So a lot of us out there were probably saying the same shit I was. And this is a better matchup. Okay, we done giving each other a like handies, like. Unfortunately, Chris, you're only the second best wrestler from Winnipeg. You're only the second. So it would be cool to get Kenny versus Ken, because Jericho sucks. This is why. Yes, this works. Get Kenny versus Jericho in Manitoba. Cal is saying he'd be number 3. That's hilarious. Or he would be better than Jericho. Your wormy ass. Okay, this is good. I'm okay with this. Are we gonna get a triple threat trios? Fuck. This is good. This is good. I want the House of Black nowhere near Jericho. I still stand by that statement. A triple threat trios match. Giddy up. All right. All right. Super Landon reviews. Absolutely. I completely agree. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I had a guy do that to me one time. The worst part was driving with no radio. Fucking jacked my stereo and just driving around, listening to nothing. Fucking horrible. The lights are back out. Took them a while to. As quick as they appear, the lights took 4 minutes to come back on. They walk it off. I'm okay with the Elite versus Jericho. It works because they're all fucking campy. So they play well against each other. And actually, Callis and Kenny get over as the babyface in the situation. Son of a bitch. See, I don't want to get into it. We're good. The right team has the belts, and they better keep the belts. So I'd rather have Kenny versus Jericho straight up in Manitoba. But I guess, am I right? We're getting a triple threat trios match for the titles, or just a number one contenders match for the titles? Okay. I know I'm not saying anything, guys. I'm listening to Tony. Trust me, I still know I'm here. Not often I'm quiet. Okay. That is a lot to unbox. If TK comes out with too many of these nonsense, no, you're wrong. So yes, you're right. You're 100% right. C Money. I am in a commercial break. I will take a moment just to remind everybody. I am KJ White. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for blowing up the channel. Thank you for keeping the chat going. Thank you for even spending 1 minute with us. We are rolling through AEW Dynamite here tonight. We got about 40 minutes left or so. TK came out. That's a lot to unbox, guys. The special announcement thing, he did it perfect tonight. Did anybody know? Now, maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe my day was just too busy. TK didn't announce that he was going to make an announcement tonight, correct? Okay, so is that a new belt? Or did they... did AEW... The speech was really confusing. It was all over the place. Like all over the place. In conjunction with Warner and Shazam, we're going to come up with a belt and have a match that has nothing to do with either. I don't know. There was a lot in there. All right. I'll check it out. Changing the title name for a stupid movie. But they're calling it the AEW International title. Like, what am I missing there? Why is that directly linked to Shazam? I don't know. What the fuck what am I missing? No, it wasn't announced. Thank you, Victor. TK didn't announce that he had a big announcement. So you didn't have people tuning in like a couple weeks ago when he had 1 million and everyone sat around waiting for Tony to tell us something and he made Adam Cole tell us something. Not saying anything and just appearing like that with a blazer, looking all kind of professional, little poofy, but professional, and just give a very well-spoken speech. You know, here's what's happening and this is why. So the All Atlantic title is becoming the international title. Is that what I got from this? Maybe someone can help me understand. Or is this a new title that like they defend when they're in Canada and the UK? Like, help me. People are saying yes. I don't know what you're saying yes to. The ramblings of a madman. Yeah. 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 Fuck. I don't know. Okay. So they're just now we're gonna have the AEW International title. We're leveling up the All Atlantic. Well, the All Atlantic thing was never just All Atlantic anyway. That's the weirdest fucking thing about it, right? What up, gentlemen? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good to see you. All right, let me get to some of these other comments. But as I'm searching for something to click on, I will remind everybody we are on commercial break. We got a little bit more to go. Wardlow, Hobbs coming up tonight in the main event. That should be a good one. No DQ, falls count anywhere. Mixed emotions on that choice, but it should be a good match between two big, young, up-and-coming stars. We are also back tomorrow. Remember, folks, 7 p.m. on Thursdays now. Ring of Honor, we'll do our a live stream, and then we'll just stick around and bleed that right into Ring of Honor, into Impact Wrestling. And a little birdie told me that she might be showing up a little bit early to catch some Ring of Honor with the fans. So Luna Havoc will be here tomorrow, our Impact Insider. And we're looking forward to that. Friday, I'll be back with Nick for the doubleheader, and then we'll get into the weekend. I'm not positive what we're doing yet for the weekend, but stay tuned for all of it. Last weekend, we did 10 hours in 2 days, and it doesn't stop. We're heading towards WrestleMania, and we'll be here live for all of it, including GCW shows, Impact shows, MLW shows, you name it, we're going to be here for it. XPW even. I mean, we've covered it all. House of Glory and so much more. So once again, thank you for joining us. And right now I'm going into a Brian promo. Is Wardlow wrestling in his jeans then tonight? Maybe. I give you credit for watching Impact. Listen, I recently quit NXT. That's the catch. I traded NXT for Impact. We'll see how that goes. So Nick and Cliff are killing it on Tuesdays with NXT. Myself and Luna, I like Impact. I do. The week-to-week show, sometimes not great. But 2 weeks ago, Trey Miguel and Crazy Steve tore the fucking house down. By the way, speaking of matches of the year, that's one of my favorite matches of 2023. Worth a watch. Thank you so much. Go give some love to the Wrestling with Savage. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. Daniel Bryan, really heartfelt. I know I'm a few minutes behind a couple people out there, but the tears, the emotion, he lost. He's lost to. Did he say I'm just going to go home? Damn. We need a new Brian. Brian loses too much. Brian should be different. Love it. Love it. Appreciate it. Getting ready to go live like usual. You know the deal. There you go. Check them out when we're done. John Moxley. All right. So Claudio and Mox. I feel like a new thing in AEW is you come out with your faction and then like whoever's actually fighting goes and everyone else stays. They don't necessarily. I feel like they left Yuta behind, or is he still there? Oh, Yuta's still coming. My bad. Thought he was one of the fans. Rest in peace, All Atlantic. Okay, so now I don't give a fuck either. At Revolution, I wanted House of HOB to win. I had all the title changes in my predictions, so I changed to the Elite last minute. It was one of those moments where the Elite had to lose. It would have been a bad look if they won. They would have been blamed for burying someone else. They would have been blamed for, not doing it right. I think the right team won. I don't want the House of Black anywhere near Chris fucking Jericho. I do not. I mean, if Canada had a half a cent, they'd stop Jericho at the border and just keep him down with you guys, most of you guys. Yeah, I'm not. I think Jericho Society versus the Elite in some type of back and forth would work. It would work really well. I want the House of Black to do something cooler. Like, can't you give us Butcher the Blade and someone else? There's got to be someone else badass out there that could fuck with the House of Black. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the BCC. I don't even know why the Dark Order is a thing. I guess they're just a tag team at this point, essentially. Who knows? Hi, Mr. Beard. Your buddy is here. Hey, what's up, buddy? So we are going now to AEW International Championship. Yes, because I think finally someone explained to Tony that All Atlantic implied something different than he was showcasing. So he's like, oh fuck. So now in conjunction with Shazam, we're gonna change, we're gonna level up the title. Is that the catch? Is that what I missed? The level up shit? Shazam levels up. Okay. Okay. Blood alert. Moxley shouldn't bleed tonight. If Moxley bleeds tonight, we're at a point of no return. Fuck it. He's just going to bleed for everything. Moxley should not bleed tonight. They should just have a straight up good tag match. As I can see, they're already rolled outside of the ring. So my optimism for just a straight up tag match going out the window pretty quick. BCC is here. John Silver is a little man version of Braun Strowman. Kind of, sort of. I see what you're saying. He reminds me of Crash Holly. Not in looks, just the stature and the way he wrestles. Anybody get a Crash Holly vibe? Claudio Castagnoli is your ROH champ. He was recently challenged by Eddie Kingston. And tune in tomorrow. We'll talk more about it. We live, baby. What's up, Kofi? How you doing? Welcome back. Thank you, sir. Has Mox won without bleeding? That's actually a good question. He's had matches without bleeding. Has he won without bleeding is another question. I'd like to say yes. It's been 3 fucking years. I imagine some of his W's are bloodless. This guy bleeds all the fucking time. You know, the comment of like, I saw a post today on Instagram and it was like, well, you know, and it's the pictures of Austin bleeding and the pictures of Triple H bleeding. I'm like, yeah, but they did it. Like, people got to understand. Moxley is hurting his own story. Moxley's hurting his own character with the shit that he does. Because if Moxley didn't bleed at all in the build up to Texas Death Match and then bled everywhere, we'd be like, holy fuck, look at this guy bleed. Instead, we were taking bets on when he was going to fucking bleed. That's not good. If you're doing anything and people start betting on when you're going to fuck it up or go the wrong direction or do the same thing that you've done before, you've done it too much. Same thing we talked about with Orange Cassidy earlier tonight, guys. Exact same thing. Orange Cassidy's been doing the exact same thing for 3 years. It needs to change. It needs to evolve. You can't bleed every fucking week. You can't bleed every time we see you. You got to make those moments special. Because if you get decimated, what if Mick Foley jumped off a fucking cage once a month? You wouldn't care. What if he did it a bunch more times after he did it the one time? Then we'd stop talking about it as much. And even other people who have done the Hell in the Cell spots, they don't get nearly as much talk as that really special holy fuck moment. That's what you're trying to create. Holy fuck moments. And if you keep doing shit, if we keep seeing it, you're not going to surprise us. You're not going to wow us. Oh, he's bleeding again. Doesn't add to the fight anymore. This must be a crazy fight. He's bleeding. Now it must be John Moxley. He's bleeding. Completely different thing. Ragdoll Foley. Oh, thank God that guy had some pushing for the landing. Or cushion for the landing. Got my own joke backwards. Moxley is a modern day Ric Flair with the bleeding. No. I know why you say that, Victor, but it's not to that degree. It can't be. My wrestling history is off. If Flair Flair bled a lot, and it was such a good visual because the white hair, right? But I still don't think it was as often. Maybe, the house shows and shit, but when he was gushing and covered in blood, it was a big fucking deal. New Day sucks. They do. I agree. Another example of like, you've been doing the same shit for a decade. Let's do something new. Turn heel, fight each other, do anything. But we've been chanting the New Day rocks or sucks for a decade plus. That's enough. That's okay. KJ, I do I do the big fight in a small dog. I like it. Oh, okay. Took me a second. Yeah. Big fight in a small dog. Good old JR. I like it. Took me a second there. We live. Got that one. Where are we going? I'm back in picture, by the way. Moxley in control. He's doing the old back rake. Wasn't Adam Cole supposed to wrestle tonight? Wasn't that announced weeks ago? Rocco, I cannot confirm or deny that at this time. Maybe anybody else out there, they know, but I don't know that to be the case. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? Welcome back. Jake, how's it going? I think Jake said hi to me too. What's up, Jake? Reminder, folks, go to our Discord, link below. Go to our merch store. Go to our Instagram, our Twitter. Website is coming soon. More coming your way. But go to Discord, hang out with my buddy Jake. A bunch of us are in there. You get to say hello to myself, Big Nick, and CJ and Cliff as well. So go check us out there. If we're not on here, we might be there. Run away! Sorry, commercial. Congratulations on your 1 year anniversary. Well deserved, my Canadian brother, Anthony. We appreciate it. We appreciate you and everyone else that was a part of the 1 year. Tonight marks 1 year and 1 week. So technically 6 days, but we did start the channel on a Dynamite stream. So last week we did celebrate our birthday, March 2nd. 1 year in, folks, and it's climbing, it's growing, and the audience is getting bigger. The amount of interactions we're getting, it's been insane. And considering we're just a small little channel growing, it's getting so much love, and it blows us away. I know Big Nick's not here to interrupt me this time, but no, we got nothing but love for everybody out there. This channel was a spur of the moment thing. We were doing work elsewhere. That didn't work out. Somebody decided to go into business for themselves. And next thing you know, we have a new channel. And it's been a fucking ride. I mean, we did almost 600 live streams in a year. It's crazy. 300,000 views. It's just growing, and we're flattered. We're humbled, and we love covering all this wrestling. But we appreciate it, Anthony. That was a long-winded thank you. How long have you been here for, KJ? I found you guys 1 month in. Yeah, so there you go, JV. It's literally been, you came in right around the time, right before right after, I believe, Big Nick. Big Nick, by the way, one of the hosts on the channel, if you don't know, started in the chat, was just a chatter, and then a harasser, and then a host. No, I got nothing but love for that guy. But yeah, no, it's the exact same thing. So you found us about a month in. Yeah, it feels like that, JV. Victor, Dale, I knew from a previous life. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. A lot of people. So we appreciate it, folks. We really do. It blows me away. March 29th, Dynamite is Adam Cole's in-ring return. Let's go. I hope they have plans for Cole. I hope they have good plans for Cole. Moxley sells a bunch of kicks because he doesn't sell fucking anything. This guy sells nothing. And I think that's where people kind of like, oh, fuck, dude. Wow. Silver. Not silver. The OGs. Yeah, right. Here you go, Chambers. Adam Cole said he was going to wrestle on Access when AEW comes out. Okay. He's going to wrestle on Access when AEW comes out. I don't know if I read that right. Moxley got worse. He didn't get worse. He just got the same. He's been the same. And it just, there has to be more to it. And my shit just paused. See, Moxley fucking up my shit. Just little things. Sell a little. Stop bleeding so much. Make it believable. Give a different promo. I've heard the same promo for 3 years. I'm a crazy man. I'm a bad man. I love to, crush your bones and break your neck and eat your children. Like, it's the same fucking promo every time. It's just the same. It's got to change. It's got to evolve. It's got to grow. KJ, out of anybody on the roster of the young guys that we've seen in AEW Dark or Rampage, who do you think would make sense in the Blackpool Combat Club? Oh, shit. I think you should disband the Blackpool Combat Club. The only man from Blackpool is no longer there. And I think the group as a faction sucks. I don't think it serves any purpose for any one of them. Who's out there right now as young talent that could join BCC? I have to think about it. I don't watch enough Dark. I got to think about that. There's got to be. You got some options. No, it'd be a cool addition with someone like Tony Deppen, by the way. I think he'd be a cool addition. Surprise everybody. Not everybody knows the Tony Deppen, but I think he'd be a good shout. I don't know. Blackpool Combat Club, I just don't know what they represent, what they stand for anymore. I know they're supposed to be, I don't know. It is what it is. I don't have a whole lot of good things for them. Cool. Yo, geez. Moxley the worst. What'd Victor say? Oh, I got that one. What? Yeah, what? So promo heavy tonight. A little bit. And I mean, I kind of expect that as far as the promos go. Coming off a pay-per-view, I'm okay. I kind of expect, you got to start resetting things. You need people to acknowledge, the end of stories. So now it seems like we're heading in new directions. We'll see what it means. Moxley should just go to GCW and stay there. Mox would be a mainstay in GCW. And I don't mean that as a derogatory thing. I mean, he fits. It makes sense. He's got to want to do something. And I know it's funny because we cover all the GCW we possibly can. And we've had the wrestlers on our show. We talk a lot about the storytelling, even in death matches. And that's what I think Moxley lacks. Like, Moxley believes that just getting in the ring and smashing up and bleeding, it tells enough of a story. Well, I almost killed him. He almost killed me, but I won. That's cool, right? Nah, not quite. Not quite what your job is, sir. It's great. I mean, some people love it. You're over your shit with some people. But you don't do, again, even in a death match, a lot of the death matches, really good storytelling, really good kind of play, and it builds. And, both people actually sell moves. That always helps. Wish they focus more on wrestling sometimes. I wish all the wrestling focused more on wrestling. I saw today somebody had put out stats of like what the fuck? I got cowboy. Yeah, cowboy shit. Moves, but So BCC is getting booed as they beat up Hangman. Pillman's kid? Maybe. Jungle Boy, no. I think you've got Jungle Boy so fixed as one type of character. I don't think people will buy him as a BCC member. Pillman's been away enough and we don't know enough about him. Maybe get rid of his mullet. And the crowd goes wild for Evil Uno. Fucking nuts. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, right. No kidding. And that's what people have accused Moxley of, just being like trying to be a Nick Gage knockoff, right? Trying to be AEW Nick Gage. The crowd goes wild for Evil Uno, which means they're going to book him more. Speaking of Canadians, it's so weird. You have Paige and you have Evil Uno, and it just seems weird that Moxley, Cesaro, and Yuta end up being the heels in the scenario. Visually, it's confusing. I wonder about Danielson. Heel turn with the BCC? Fuck, I don't know. Brian just said he's upset and he's going home. So again, I just think Brian should stay away from the BCC. He hasn't hung around with it much. Do you revisit it? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, shit. I really just think the BCC should stop being a thing. And now that I'm a little surprised. I really thought Paige might move towards MJF, perhaps, but it looks like he's still going to be locked into this bullshit rivalry. I don't know what it means. Is Christian still riding the? Justin drops him. Yeah. Did y'all see that on the weekend? Was I the only? No. Well, obviously Justin saw it. I know we talked about it on Sunday. That live action, ready to go casket, spring loaded, bang. The minute he shut that door, that shit took off. Like the Hulk just closed the lid. I want to know if Christian got rattled. Like, did he bang his head? Did it, it dropped. I hope there was a lot of cushion in there for him. It was like he said, I can only hold my breath for 25 seconds. Go. It made me laugh. So was Lesnar wrong turning down all Ambrose gimmicks for their match? Wow, good question, Matthew. No, you see Brock. Brock's very protective of his career. He recently turned down an opportunity to work with Bray, probably for similar reasons. But again, if you're a no bullshit guy that wants to get in the ring and wrestle and do some type of angle, now people are going to make their comments about, yeah, we get it. Brock's had some really shit matches so he can collect a paycheck. But he's not going to go in there and do stupid shit. He's not going in there. Could you imagine Brock hit Moxley with a couple, 3, 4, 5 suplexes or a couple clotheslines, and Moxley no-sells everything? Brock would legit knock him out. You won't stay down, I'll put you down. KJC, now I understand why WWE doesn't really give full control to talent when it comes to promos, because the talent controlling their own promos can become very stale as well. It's a catch-22, Anthony. It's slippery slope on both sides. On one hand, if you make it super fucking scripted, you end up with Belair, old Roman. Babyface Roman was too scripted. Couldn't remember the script. Just tell him to talk, but the script killed it. If you're too scripted, you get a lot of robotic bullshit. You get stuff that doesn't connect with the person saying it. I think that's Belair's problem. I think she's given too many things that here's what you're gonna say. I think. Oh, wait. Quick note. Coke and Diet Coke picking on the Acclaimed. We love rap music. God damn it. But yeah, with the other side of that coin is you let them say whatever they want, and then you get Adam Page out there just winging it. Or they don't have the ability to be creative on the flow. So there's a happy medium in there. I think that's part of Cody Rhodes' problem. Cody Rhodes writes his promo, rehearses it, reads it. When he delivers it, sounded like he rehearsed it. You see Friday night, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, face-to-face. There's Cody, very, I will be president of the United States, very speech. Roman counters with attitude, with sway. He's not as stiff. He's not trying to recite shit. It's just there it is. And that's the difference. And we saw young Roman get eaten alive by a John Cena. Now we see Roman now. You can't script shit, but you can't let everybody run wild. And I think that's part of the problem with the creative of Jericho, what do you want to do? And Jericho dictates what he does. It's been said on the record many times. Jericho has a lot of control. We're getting a Hoss fight? Bastards. Prince Vance gets second shit on Friday. No, of course, more Rio. Another booking mistake against Nyla Rose. Are we turning back the clock, Tony? The fuck are we doing? Is this not 3 years ago? I wonder if Wardlow lost trust and favor by losing the TNT. Nah. Tony's too much of a nice guy, and you can't fault the guy for that shit. Yeah, you might say, dude, next time you have the belt, bring it in the house. But I don't know. So next week, a triple threat trios title match. That's so contrived. House of Black goes over JAS, and the Elite keep themselves clean from it all. See, take a straight up L, but they already New Access, March 29th. I don't care. I think Danielson is done with the BCC. He should be. He's better off without it. When Danielson, before Danielson joined the BCC, I thought he was on a groove. He was the best athlete, I believe, at our mid-year awards. We went directly, Brian was the guy. But it's just, I don't know. Pillman Jr. is perfect for NXT. Fair enough. We got no Wardlow. Did they steal Wardlow? Rhino. What about Rhino? Two big beefy men slapping beef. Beef, meat, same thing. Oh. So the match has already started and they're in the back. No entrances. Guys. Wow, you guys finding everything wrong with AEW. Maybe y'all should get up. You should get up with TK. I'd love to have a conversation with TK. I would love to talk to TK. And listen, the stuff that we're finding wrong is from a fan standpoint. I want to see Wardlow versus Hobbs, but I want to see a wrestling match. They're in the backyard. We just 3 nights ago had a Texas death match, a buried alive match. It's just every fucking night there's some type of crazy match. So here we are beating each other up on cars, and I like it. I'm gonna like it, but I don't like it. Pause. Money. They blatantly wrong. I don't know what that is. KJ, since you watch both WWE and AEW, you can give fair criticism. Let's right down the middle. Who is the worst with booking the women's division in general? Fuck. Oh, I think the WWE women's division is booked better than the AEW's women's division, and 2 reasons. One, WWE is blessed with superstars, like better talent. And people can argue with me all you want with me, but when you write down the women's roster on paper and you write down the AEW roster, it's not even a fair comparable. There's very few women that you could pluck out of the women's division in AEW and put them in WWE, and it would work. That's just the way it is. Mind you, and it works the opposite. If you took someone like Chelsea Green, she goes to WWE and she jobs. She goes to AEW and she's one of the best ones there. See the difference? But yeah, I just think it's not booked great, guys. I don't. There's just a lesser of 2 evils here right now with all the Soraya shit. With you tease Britt and Hayter turning on each other. Your champion's literally standing at ringside holding the belt, cheering on Britt Baker. It's the weirdest shit. So I don't like the booking of the women's division in AEW. They're putting a shine on Soraya and Toni Storm. It's fucking awful. But yeah, and I mean, we're getting whether you like it or hate it. I mean, Belair gives us good matches. We just had an elimination chamber. I'd argue that the women in WWE are highlighted better, and even if they're not booked as often or as much, I would argue there's a lot of wrestling Not as much as people would like, but I would argue that there's a fair amount more than what Tony's giving us right now. True. I like it. My fave was when Macho Man tied Crush upside down. Yep. Now, your favorite what, though? What did I miss? Oh, my favorite Falls Count Anywhere match was Nitro Bam Bam versus Brian Knobbs when Bam Bam got counted out. I like it. That was a good match, though. Did you see the WWE wants Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley? Why not? Why wouldn't you? You need tag teams. Your tag team divisions in both companies are pretty weak, Brooklyn. If that's true, I'm all for it. I really, really am. I want to see Brian Cage in WWE. Oof. Is Brian Cage Ryback 2.0? I'm all ears. Let me know what you think. Listen, my buddy Nick, my brother, will always say WCW. He's been saying it for a while. My buddy CJ, another host here, throw out, super indie all the time, but definitely that WCW vibe. And people that don't believe it, the same mistakes that WCW made, AEW is now making as far as if you book for your friends and your close knit group, if you guys don't push the right talent up at the right time, you miss the boat. Wardlow was white hot. You fucked it up, and by the time he gets the belt back now, people like him. He's not nearly as hot as he used to be. Remember when he was on top of that steel cage almost 7 months ago? And he's sitting on top of that steel cage and he just flattened MJF, and the crowd was bananas, all on their feet. This guy's got his arm up and he's on top of that cage. Everyone was all for it, and then it fizzled out. Then he got involved in all this other stuff. Fizzled out. By the way, Hobbs and Wardlow have made it to the ring area. I'm curious, is Brian Cage Ryback 2.0? Cage has more talent and charisma than Ryback. I agree. I'll take that, Mike. I think Brian Cage, I think the big criticism from people that know way more about wrestling than I do, I think the big knock on Cage is he's always got to get his shit in, and he doesn't fight like a big man. Hobbs with a beautiful spine buster. Wardlow no sells it. Shit. Wardlow with the Moxley. My shit just being difficult. Brian Cage is better wrestler than Ryan Ryback, 100%. Okay. If Brian Cage is booked properly, he could end up there with Lesnar. Shit. Listen, I mean, you got a big guy like Cage that can move, can do shit I can't do. I mean, a lot of us can't do backflips and moonsaults the way he does, and he's gigantic, so I give him credit. But I think that if booked like a big badass and with the right insulation, it could work. Cage is Ryback 3.7. Oh, fair enough. My bad. Ryback kicked me off show last week. Kicked you personally off? How did that happen? What show? I need details, Matt. What does this mean? I want Ryback to come talk here. The crowd wants tables. Of course they do. Bloodthirsty bastards. Trying to kill everybody. WWE bring back Rockstar Spud. Introduce him to manager Brian Cage. Drake Maverick would be great heel mouthpiece for a weapon like Cage. I like Rockstar Spud, man. A scrappy little fellow. I liked what he was doing with Killian Dane. I really did. Maybe I'm a dumbass, but I like Spud. I like Drake Maverick. The way they booked him was kind of weird with the whole 205 thing and such. But yeah, I'd like to see him. Maybe, I mean, he didn't even go back to Impact. I don't even know. I haven't heard anyone talk about Drake Maverick or Rockstar Spud in a fucking minute. Where's Lance Archer? Lance Archer made his return last Friday. perhaps. A guy that had some injuries, or no, he's been pretty good as far as injury goes. He had the one injury. Yeah, I heard an interview with him on Busted Open where he seems pretty adamant to get back in there and wants to take on the whole world. Archer's great. I'd like to see him used. I'd like to see, you could have booked Lance Archer in at least 5 of the segments tonight, and it would have been better than what we got. Either Hobbs wins the title or someone going to attack somebody. Yeah, I mean, wow. Wow, through the table. Wardlow insane. Melissa Santos. I don't know about that. Next weekend on Battleground Championship Wrestling, Lance Archer goes 1-on-1 with Bully Ray in the BCW Championship Tournament. Buddy, there's a good chance we'll be here watching that. I'm all for it. I like Bully. Bully's a smart man. And you can always tell a guy who's smart because as he got older, he figured out how to make himself relevant, stay relevant, and augment his style to make it still work. He is an outstanding worker in the ring. Lance Archer's fucking great. They should have a good match. I'm here. Lance Archer is tripping. I'm here. Lance Archer's tripping next to me. He won't be in tonight. Right. I'm going to on my B-Day, March 8th, where I live in Philly. All right. Archer was on Dark yesterday with Jake. Fucking hell. Dark doesn't count. Oh. They found a way to avoid the whole I don't have a championship. They're like, just start the match in the back. Oh. What the fuck? Oh. Guys. Yeah, exactly. I said what you said, bro. Why? Not what? Why the fuck? Look at his shirt, QTV. We're going to give QT some love? We're going to give QT a rub? If Wardlow loses his title tonight, I'm going to be so fucking baffled. That's funny, Unbroken. It makes no fucking sense. It turns this match. It should have been a you want a main event match. It should be a solid match. This ends up just being a match that should have happened earlier in the show. Wow. QTV is QT Marshall. Oh my God, what a reveal. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck am I supposed to say right now? What am I supposed to say to everyone out there right now? If I say all the shit I want to say, people say, KJ, you hate AEW. I don't, but I fucking hate what I just watched. I just finished giving everybody a fucking speech about Wardlow and being white hot and getting himself over. What the fuck are we doing with this booking? Oh, there's just the cameraman come flying on in. And are we supposed to be jazzed that QT Marshall just got involved? The guy that fucking... Know what makes me sad? And this is the saddest part of all of this. You know what? You want to make TNT the TNT title, the hot potato title? I'm good with it. That's fine. That's your show. That's your booking. So fine. You want it to switch hands? But you gave us these vignettes about Hobbs and he was coming back and da 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 da. Just let him come back and win then. Let Hobbs be a fucking badass. QT fucking Marshall. Hobbs. Look at this man. That man, Hobbs, needed QT Marshall. Fuck. Wardlow fell in some memory foam. Fell in some cardboard fucking boxes. To me, this is a bad choice. You just got the belt back on Wardlow. I was concerned when we were talking about the Face of the Revolution ladder match. I didn't want Hobbs to necessarily win it for exactly this reason. I didn't want Hobbs because I felt if Hobbs went after Wardlow, Hobbs had to win. However, I didn't expect it because you just got the belt back to Wardlow. So Joe had it, Darby had it, Wardlow had it, Joe had it, Darby had it, Joe had it, Wardlow has it, Hobbs has it. And we're going to align Hobbs with QT fucking Marshall. 3 out of 5. That's your big, oh my God moment. What's going on, Jay? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, listen, I'm happy about Powerhouse. I am. This guy deserves it. I feel like when you book it like this, that's what I was going to say. The saddest part for me is I want to celebrate Hobbs winning. And I'm kind of like, really? He won like that? We'll see what it means. We'll see how they bill it. I don't fucking know. I don't think that was good, but I'm happy for Powerhouse Hobbs. I've been beating the Powerhouse Hobbs drum for months. Where's Hobbs? Where's Hobbs? Where's Hobbs? Can we use Hobbs? And I just don't feel like they got there the way they should have. So that was a 2-hour show that kills all the momentum for Revolution. If you guys remember, and Big Nick was here because Big Nick was jazzed after Full Gear, right? Comes on with his scarf. He's ready to go. It's going to be a good show. Got my scarf on. MJF, fuck yeah. And that show was fucking awful. This one's no different. So when the onus is back on the booker to deliver good creative writing, relax. Anybody can go, you two should wrestle. And if they're good wrestlers, they'll give us a good match. That's what happened at Revolution. When the onus falls back onto Tony, he's not pulling it off. He's putting the wrong things in the wrong place. You opened another show with fucking Orange Cassidy. You inserted Jericho into a fucking storyline with the House of Black because Jericho, fuck, man. Belt stolen 2 times in 1 week. Ding, ding. True story. Wardlow having a shit week. Now book Hobbs versus Miro. Make it happen. Perfect. Bring Miro back. He'd be babyface as fuck going up against Hobbs and QT TV. Shit. I don't know. Folks, if you are new here, we take a rating out of 10 for all the shows. So in the chat right now, give me a number. Out of 10, how did you feel about tonight? Let me see what I hit. But half a point to 10 out of 10 shits. Falls count. That. So this is where the booking gets real simplistic and bad, is that this was just a match. Earlier tonight it was announced it's going to be this. So you announce a stipulation the night of to fit in the story. Write the story, figure out where the stipulations belong. You're doing it backwards. I don't give a fuck if it's vertical columns or horizontal columns. You're writing it wrong. It's a bad look. Oh, what are the odds? QT came out. You couldn't find a creative way for QT to fuck up Wardlow without the no DQ. It's lazy. But as much as Jim might say lazy booking, I think it's dumb booking. I think it's ignorant booking. I think it's booking that doesn't know any better. I don't think it's lazy. I think he's really, really trying, working really, really hard. He's just dumb when it comes to booking. This is the way it is. The booking sucks. The angles suck. The stories suck. Right now, maybe he'll figure it out. 3.5 out of 10. What was the highlight tonight? What was your favorite part of Dynamite tonight? Maybe punishment for losing the title. I can't imagine that, Keyshawn. I can't go with you on that one. Jeez. Sorry, in the background, I don't know if you guys can hear my feet or not, but it has transitioned to slap fight. And all I can is just they're showing the replays, and it's just thud after thud after thud. 5 whispers out of 10 wins. All right, I accept that. Belt stolen 2 times when we got that one. 3 out of 5. Holy shit. Dale, not having it at all. Oh, wow. Guys, I was going to be mean to him, but I wasn't going to be that mean. There was some value to this show somewhere. I mean, I got to see the House of Black. That was decent. The Moxley tag match wasn't great. Led to another Adam Page angle. Didn't love it. What was good tonight? Soraya sucked. Fuck. Somebody help me out. I know there's people out there that are loving this show. 5 out of 10. Justin's a little more. Driving the car did its job. The car did its job. It's like they took the storyline of Revolution and shook it like an Etch-a-Sketch, and Dynamite was written. Valid. Well, it's funny because, like, even with the House of Black and Young Bucks, like, I think one of the best parts of the show were when the Young Bucks, Callis was arguing with Jericho. I actually thought that worked. They all are on the same level. They all think, like, they all approach it the same way, and it worked. It was funny, and the crowd was cheering Kenny. Kenny needs the crowd to cheer Kenny eventually. I think Kenny should get away from the Young Bucks. I think it would be better for Kenny's career to get away from the Young Bucks. But instead of having just a straight-up rematch, and nobody wants to go under to anybody, we're going to get a triple threat next week. A triple threat trios match. Strap in and strap on. I give AEW a 7.5 out of 10. It's opened the floodgates for new stories. What stories? What are you looking forward to? That's my question. It opened the floodgates. What floodgates? Moxley and Page is not a new story. Jericho, the Elite are still fucking around with the House of Black. That's relatively new. You insert Jericho for some random reason. QT is a new storyline. Are you pumped next week to find out? Do you have to tune? Oh, we got to find out what happens between Wardlow and QT fucking Marshall. Really? Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony. 3.5, 2, 7.5 out of 10. Librarian server. Oh, okay. Wrong. 7.5. All right. I'm curious. 7.5's high for me. We need Dan Lambert back. No, we don't. Dan Lambert's another example of a guy that just kept beating the same drum. Never changed, never fluctuated, one-dimensional. I like Dan Lambert as a heel, but you can't just keep walking out and saying the same shit. And by the end of that feud with Sammy, you remember when Sammy and his girlfriend accidentally turned themselves heel by just being obnoxious and normal and true to who they are? And Tony said, fuck it, we're going to play out the storyline. And so everybody was booing Sammy, but they were kind of okay with Lambert. Then Brandy got involved. Like, ugh. Yeah, Dan Lambert, I mean, unless you're using him well, there's no point. What happened to Paige Van Sant? Wasn't she a wrestler for a cup of tea? A cup of tea? No? Did that happen? The FTR mustache guy is starting to look like a Hanna-Barbera villain. I like it. I want AEW to have a title with the 24/7. They would have fun with it. They would have fun with it for sure. Be fucking chaos. Sorry, the man just got sat down. Damn, Lambert stole the belt. Right? Do it. 2 out of 10. Keep Lambert away. He's a walking bug zapper. Amen. 3 out of 10. I mean, lazy night. Ruby blaming the fans. Absolutely a brutal Dynamite. Kenny, I'm with you. I'm with you, Kenny. Who do you think will answer Jade Cargill's for the TBS Championship? It doesn't matter. The only person that matters would be Statlander for me, Damien. Whoever steps up will get knocked back down. I'm convinced she's going for the Goldberg record. And if Statlander comes back and goes after her, that might fuck up my plan. I think Vince Russo is booking AEW. No. Yeah, no. I don't think he is. And if he is, he's doing a fucking horrible job. But I don't think he is. I think it's all TK. Tony Khan should fire Tony Khan. Yes. Tony Khan should sit down in the boardroom tomorrow in front of a fucking mirror and say, listen, Tony, it's been a good 3 years. We appreciate everything you did. We appreciate all your hard time. But we're going to take you out of the booking for now. You're fired. We're going to move on. We're going to use a couple other bookers, maybe a team of bookers, people that can drown out some of the fucking bias and nepotism. Is Taya Canadian? Is that true? I didn't know that. Thought she was Brazilian. Originally Canadian? Or Canadian via? I don't know. I thought she was Brazilian. That's all they ever tell us. Okay, the BCC are heels. I'm looking forward to the triple threat trios. I kind of am in a weird way. I want to see the Soho story goes. Nah. Do you really? This whole shit with Ruby and Sarai has been so bad, JV. I want to see where the Jade story goes. I'm okay with that. Oh, we got FTR. They get points for FTR. I will say that. I'll give you that for sure. And the Guns and Jeff is going to win. No. Taya's Canadian. I didn't know that. Who do you think would win the 24/7 title? Jericho, obviously. He'll be the first one. He might pass it on after, but if there's a new title, we got to give it to Jericho. No, I'm kidding. I think it'd be funny. Give it to somebody like fucking... Give it to Ortiz. He ain't doing shit. Make him run around with it for a while. There's another guy I feel bad for. Ortiz. October 22nd, 1983. Okay. Age 39. Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Wait. Taya... Wait. Oh, Taya Valkyrie. Wait. What did I miss? I thought you were talking about Ty Conti. Taya. Taya is definitely Canadian. Yes, I'm good with that. Yes, I know Taya is Canadian. Wow. Go to bed, KJ. I just don't understand the BCC was hot. That's what I feel like a lot of things were. I think Wardlow was hot. I think Darby Allin. Like, did they not fizzle Darby right out? People are talking about Darby versus MJF at the next pay-per-view. But really, like, what are we doing with Darby? Where's he been? What's he doing? TK will say you're fired, then say, no, I'm not. You're I am. No, what had TK just stop answering his text from TK? Hey, man, how you been? Hello? Treat him like Chavo. Jeff is going to win the IC title. Nothing will change in AEW as long as Jericho and the Elite are around. True. I think that's very true. I think that's a big truth. But ultimately, it comes down to Tony. Tony needs people that know more than he does. I will remind everybody, Tony, prior to starting AEW, had as much resume on his career, had as much wrestling, easy for me to say, right? Had as much wrestling on his resume as I do, right? We were equal. Actually, I got a head start, but really. So it's inexperience, it's learning. But when you have the people around you that you're supposed to be learning from or working with, just continually tell you, Tony, you're a genius. Tony, you're great. Jericho and the Bucks and Tony are sitting in the dressing room right now, and Jericho's glowing about his segment. Wasn't it awesome? Didn't they think we were great? They weren't even cheering for the black guys. Yes, they were. That was the biggest pop. The House of Black got the biggest pop, Jericho. Down for Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie. Yes, very much so. Sorry, Matt. I somehow was on the Sammy Guevara thing. I just read, Taya Valkyrie is Canadian. She was recently, not too long ago, at a Calgary Flames game. And I absolutely love Taya Valkyrie. I think she's outstanding. She's not going to beat Jade, though. Evil Uno's Canadian. Yes, he is. Super Smash Brothers are very much Canadian. Kenny's Canadian. Jericho's... Well, we traded Kenny, but we traded Jericho for Brock, but different story. Listen, Canada is represented well in wrestling. And for some reason, I think Britt Baker is the one behind Soraya, Storm, and Soho. No, I don't know how we get there. We'll follow that, JV. Remember that you told me that, and we'll come back to it. TK booking gives me a strong. It is the Vince vibes because the nepotism and it's who I like. Who gives a fuck what the fans like? And people can say, "Oh, you're just mad. You didn't get what you wanted. Poor wrestling fan." No, I'm disappointed because what just happened was fucked. What just happened was weak. What just happened wasn't a good surprise. QT Marshall ending a fucking Dynamite, a main event Dynamite, stand there with his arms raised with a new champion of any kind blows my fucking mind. The guy's a trainer. Let him train. Tony's constantly, I got no time for all these wrestlers. I got all these wrestlers and no TV. What do I do with them all? Book the fucking good ones. Book the talent. There's nobody in your company that could have used more TV time than fucking QT Marshall. You don't have anybody kicking around in the back that could do what QT Marshall just did. Nobody. Fuck. All right, I got to get off the stream. Damn, Braun Breaker carried pro wrestling again. What? Braun Breaker's excellent. I don't know if he's carried pro wrestling again. I like it, but I don't think it. Think about it, KJ. Why would Britt put over Jamie as a world champion when Britt is a heel? I completely agree, but this is another one of the stories that kind of got fucked up. When they were teasing Hayter and Britt, we should have got Hayter and Britt. The problem is Britt is to me, the best female wrestler all around package they have. She is a fucking star, and she can go. Jade is an absolute star. Her wrestling's getting better. It's not quite where Britt's is, I don't think. And people jump on me. Are you fucking kidding? No, she's not there yet. They're stars. But beyond that, you don't have a lot of stars, right? Soho, I like Soho. She's getting there. Hayter, she's young and up and coming, but the fans got over with her. So they gave her a belt, and you did what you did with everybody else. The Acclaimed, another example. They got hot. The fans loved them and gave them a belt. Done. Wardlow, give him a belt. Done. You got to stop killing your own talent. It's a good sign of a booker is what you can do with what you got. That's it. This was not a good show. So my rating for tonight, I'm going to give it a 4. I give it a 4. I mean, we did get FTR. I got a couple things in there I didn't hate. I thought Orange Cassidy, the opening match was decent, other than not wanting to see it. That's it. It wasn't a great Dynamite. They're getting progressively worse. And you look, 2 weeks ago or last week, TK goes out in public and says, I got a big announcement. They do $1+ million almost the whole night. The average is nice and high. Last week, so it's 2 weeks ago. Last week and this week, let's see what the numbers are this week. I'm really curious. But last week, right back down to 800,000 because you ain't impressing nobody. Oh, by the way, definitely points to TK for not announcing that he had a big announcement and just doing it. Just surprise us. Hi, I'm Tony Khan. I have an announcement, and give it to us. Don't overhype yourself. Win in silence. Just shut up a little. Don't fight with Ariel Helwani or anyone else. Just be a boss and go about your business. Worry about your company and do better. And if you can't do better, get people around you that can do better. Period. All right, I'm out. People are saying goodnight. I'm saying goodnight. My lungs hurt. One of the Gun boys wins the 24/7. Billy Gunn goes, pins him for the title. Okay. I mean, you know what? Give the fucking 24/7 AEW 24/7 title to Luther. He'll be entertaining. We'll figure out what his life's like. Daniel Price, if you keep enabling Khan's BS, and he's never going to stop, and that's the problem. You got the Meltzers. Look, FTR, I love FTR, but I've heard Dax on multiple occasions in press conferences, on podcasts. Tony Khan is a genius. I have never met the man. He might be a genius, but when it comes to booking a weekly wrestling show, he's not. Period. That's it. But as long as people keep telling him he's doing a wonderful job and they're just fucking milking this poor guy of money. Every dollar he's got, and he's got a lot of them, and they're trying hard to get every fucking penny. I think the problem with Miro is he wouldn't share his Bulgarian. Maybe. Good night, Kenny. Thank you for being here again. Tony is signing them, I don't know, so fat checks. I'm Canadian. Chex has a Q and a U and an E. I was like, fat chicks? What do you mean fat chicks? That's not nice. Who are the fat chicks? This will probably be the last one I click on. What's your deal, dude? This is a channel that watches all the wrestling, not just AEW. What did Daniel say? I don't know. I think you misunderstood, sir. Going to stop. Yeah, you keep acting like he's doing a good job. Yeah, so I think Daniel was on our side, actually. But with all that being said, folks, there you go. With all of that being said, that is our show, folks. We are back tomorrow night for Impact Wrestling and Ring of Honor, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We go a little bit earlier now because we're going to bring you Ring of Honor. Why not? Luna Havoc will join me, and we will run through Impact and Ring of Honor. And then Friday, me and Big Nick, we got SmackDown and Rampage on tap. We got more coming your way. We got the XFL weekly update. If you haven't seen last week's, go check it out. But yeah, Nick's got every Saturday at noon. Go check our shorts out. Mr. CJ Brand dropping some quick hits out there, among other things. Instagram, Twitter, Discord down below. Go check out our merch store. It's just shirts, but go check out our shirts. We got more coming. And folks, I am KJ White. That was fucking dynamite. And remember, when you want good wrestling, you want the wrestling fans, you want to vent, you want to get it all off your chest, you want to be around people that just love wrestling, this is the place to do it. Nobody does it on this level. Watch alongs, live streams, you name it, whatever they want to call it, we do it better. We do it more often, and we do it on a different level. Beyond all of that, folks, that's it. The wrestling might suck. We never do. And I thank everybody for being a part of the show. Until tomorrow, we will see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for an awesome Wednesday. And y'all come back now.